welcome back to DCTC. My name is Amy Jo, and we are going to be doing something a little bit different today. So we're going to decorate some Easter eggs. So we have a Hello Kitty Easter egg die kit, and we also have an Avengers one. And then we're going to do something kind of creative and cool, and we are going to use a bunch of colorful Sharpie markers and some rubbing alcohol. You'll need help from an adult to use this, but we're gonna do that to decorate some eggs. And I have some other ideas, so we're gonna do a few different videos, but today, that's what we are gonna work on. So let's get started. Okay, we have some hard-boiled eggs, so we are ready to get started, and we are going to start with our Avengers kit. So I've opened it up, and there's a lot of cool things. We have stickers, and a second page of stickers. These are little thought bubbles, so you can decorate after you dye your eggs. And then, I'm not exactly sure how these work. We're going to try Iron Man, and I believe that this slips around the egg, and then we put it in hot water, and it kind of, I don't know, shrinks down to the egg. So we're gonna try that. But first, we are going to make some dye. So I'm adding hot water to our little cups of dye, and I'll show you. Each little cup has a little tiny pellet in it, and that is the dye. So now I'm adding hot water, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar. And the vinegar is what helps the dye adhere to the egg, the shell of the egg, so it helps it stay. And we're gonna be using this tool, I think. This is what we're supposed to use to dip our eggs down, but I wanna show you guys a trick. I saw this on Pinterest. So if you have little kids, you can use this to drop your eggs down in, and then eggs don't get dropped and fingers don't get messy. So I thought that was a pretty cool trick. Okay, so are you guys ready to get started? Let's give it a try. I'm gonna add some vinegar now. Ooh, it's getting all fizzy. I was supposed to measure, I think it said 3 teaspoons, but I'm just doing my own thing there. Okay. Looks like our little dye tablet is dissolving. So now we can start. So I'm gonna try this method because I don't want my fingers to turn crazy colors. So I'm gonna go first into the blue. And I'm just gonna hold it upright like that because I want to do all of my egg in green after I do half of it in blue, just to see what that will look like. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Pretty light, isn't it? Now let's drop the whole thing in the green. Ah! I'm trying to get it back out of there. There we go. Okay, so now we'll just leave that in there for a little while and we'll see what happens. Okay, so our green egg is still floating around in the dye, and I thought while we were waiting for that, we would try to do the Iron Man egg with the wrap. And I honestly, I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know how to do this. So I have some really hot water right here, and I'm going to dip it in, and hopefully it's going to shrink around it. Ow, ooh. The water's too hot for my hands. Ah! It's not doing anything. I'm gonna just plop it in there and see what happens. It's doing absolutely nothing. Here's what it says. Slip the egg wraps around a large hard-boiled egg that has had time to cool. Submerge the egg in hot water. That's exactly what I did. So let's see if it's working. Not at all. I'm gonna do it again. We'll see what happens. Woo, That's definitely, the water is very warm, so that's not the problem. My eggs might be too small. These are actually pretty little, so that could be part of it. Let's see. We'll try another one just in case it's a dud. Okay, so we'll try to do Captain America. So we're gonna slide it around the egg. It's definitely way too big for the egg. Can you see that, how much bigger it is? So I'm gonna pull Iron Man out because that did nothing. And I'm gonna slide Captain America in. And that also appears to be doing nothing. I don't know, guys. That definitely didn't work, so. It's kind of sticking to it. I don't know, let me check on Captain America. No, Captain America's not doing anything either. All right, well, let's take Iron Man and we will plop him in some orange dye, let him sit, and then we'll decorate it. I have let some time pass to give our Avenger egg ample time to do what it's supposed to do, and it's not doing anything. So these don't work so great. I'm very disappointed in this little play set. So I'm gonna drop this egg down in the blue dye and pull out our green egg. And I tried this a minute ago and all of the dye just wiped right off the egg. So I don't understand. I was just trying to dry it off so that I could apply some stickers, but I'm not sure why the dye is not sticking to the egg at all. So I don't know what's going on. This is definitely not my favorite egg dyeing experience. So we have a very light green egg and we can apply some stickers, but also I took a little minute here to create a little Play-Doh hairpiece for this guy because I was getting frustrated when all of his dye ran off. So here's what we could do. We use some Play-Doh, so now he has some hair. So now we're gonna make a little face on our guy. We'll give him some crazy eyes. There, here's our sad little egg. We can set him right here in this Incredible Hulk egg holder. Here is our finished product. So we did get the blue dye adhered to the egg pretty well, and then we just applied some of the superhero stickers to it. So I think that turned out pretty cool. And I sort of did the same one with the orange. The orange didn't stick as well on the egg, but I applied some stickers to that too, and I used some of the ones with the little thought bubbles and just wrote messages on them. So I don't know, overall I'm not super thrilled with that Avenger set, so let's move on to the Hello Kitty one. Hopefully we'll do better. So I am gonna start by showing you the things that came with the kit a little more closely. Here are the Hello Kitty stickers. And look at these, are really cute. So I wanna just put this right on one of the eggs that is just boiled but doesn't have any dye on it, because I think we can make it look just like Hello Kitty. Except, there we go, I was gonna say, except the stickers won't come off. So we would be losing again. I'm hoping this kit will work better. All right, so we're gonna just apply Hello Kitty's face to the egg, like so. And then there are these little cardboard cutouts, and we're just supposed to tape the back, and I didn't have any tape, but I did have a paper clip, so. Look how cute, even with no dye. That's really adorable. So of course I love Hello Kitty, so I would always think she was adorable. Then we have some little stickers. So we have her hair ribbon, so I can put that, her little bow that she always has, and it has an ear on it, which is very funny. Ah! And her other ear. Now I may have put her face, her whiskers and eyes and nose a little low, so I'm gonna peel it back off and I'm gonna put it up a little higher. Get back here, you little wobbly egg. There. And then we can press that back down in the little holder. And look, we have Hello Kitty. I have placed another egg into the pink dye because I want to make a pink Hello Kitty. And I also wanted to show you something else. While that's soaking, you can do stuff like really creative egg dyeing at home without these kits. I don't think the kits are really that great. So I want to show you a couple of things. So with this egg, I have just put rubber bands all around it. And I am gonna dip that, let's put that in the blue dye. And everywhere that the rubber band is, the dye won't get. So it'll leave little like white stripes around it. So let's try this one in the yellow. And we'll let those soak in the dye while we make our second Hello Kitty egg. And then after that, I'm gonna show you what I'm most excited about, which is using the Sharpie markers to decorate eggs. So let's pull our pink one out. And they do seem to be taking the dye a little better, so maybe it just took a few minutes for the dye and the vinegar to kind of, I don't know, mix together and do the chemistry thing it needed to do. So here we have a pink egg. That egg is looking pretty good. And let's see, let's put another face on it. I think these are so cute. I'm gonna peel off the sticker and just kind of blot the pink dye on the egg just to make sure that it's pretty dry. I'm kind of wiping some of the dye off of it, so I want to do that kind of gently. And then we're gonna put Hello Kitty's face on. Let's see. Here's what we have so far. And then her little bow and ear. And now we have a pink Hello Kitty as well. Now I have a lot of Hello Kitty stickers, and so I could dye another egg and use these to decorate them, but instead I want to move on and I want to show you guys how to use the Sharpie markers to decorate your eggs. Okay, so we'll do that next. For our next little egg dyeing project, we are going to be using a lot of different colors of Sharpie markers to color all over the shell, and then we are going to mist rubbing alcohol on them, and it is going to blur them and make them look beautiful. So we are going to color all over our eggshells. That's the first step. And I haven't ever done this. I haven't tried this before, so I'm really excited because I love doing little like artsy, craftsy types of projects. So I am very much looking forward to seeing how this turns out. And I said earlier in the video at the beginning that I was going to be doing a couple of different egg dyeing videos, and one of the things that I'm going to do in another video is I'm going to use shaving cream and food coloring to dye eggs, and I'm also very excited about that because I think that's going to look cool. So I am just coloring. For this one, I'm just going to do random colors and kind of fill the egg up like this. But I have another idea for the second one that I'm going to do that I think should turn out pretty cool. Usually Sharpie markers dry instantly, but I'm not sure what is going on. Maybe because I'm drawing on an egg, but I'm getting this everywhere. I'm getting the marker all over my hands. It's kind of crazy. Let's see, what other color? Maybe yellow. I'm not sure how well that will show up. All right, I know, a little bit of green. Then we'll have pretty much every every color there is on our egg. All right, now, the directions that I read said that you should use a little eyedropper to drop the rubbing alcohol onto the egg, but I didn't have that, so this is the spray bottle that I use when I do Play-Doh, so I just dumped out the water and added a little bit of alcohol, but it has a very fine mist, so I'm just going to spray it and see what happens. So it looks like the blue is working. It's kind of making the colors run into one another. I think it's supposed to look like a watercolor or like tie-dye. Oh, okay, now it's working. Oh, I probably just had water. The little thing that the liquid travels up probably was full of water, because the last time I used this, of course, I was using it with water for my Play-Doh. So now it looks like it's working. Kind of looks like a patchwork quilt. I wonder what would happen if I smeared it. The napkin looks pretty, doesn't it? The paper towel. Okay, so I like that. It doesn't smear as much as I thought it would, but I still think that's pretty neat. I wonder what would happen if I tried to color on it when it had the wet alcohol on it. Yeah, it's too wet. It won't let me do that. Okay, so let's try another one of those. This time I am going to spray the rubbing alcohol on the marker before it's totally dry. Yeah, I think that works a lot better. Then I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll come back in a few minutes and I'm gonna color on it with another color and we'll see what happens. But see how it's running everywhere now? I can't get it to sit up. I let the blue dry, and now I am using kind of this magenta color, and I found an eyedropper. So I'm gonna see if that works any better. It doesn't seem any different, but whoa! Let's see. Maybe having like a big blob of it. So I think the thing with these is that you would want to work like in sections. So now I'll let that dry, and then I can add another color and kind of work my way around. So I don't know, I might be able to do something to make that one look a little better. Let me see if I can, yeah, I can color on it again. So I really thought they were gonna smear, like just like really, really smear. And it didn't really do that. Okay, well while those dry, let's take our eggs that have been sitting with the rubber bands around them and take those out and see how they turned out. And kind of blot the dye off those. And let's see. Oh, yay! See our stripes? That looks neat. And actually, you know what we could do is we could dry this off. Oh, that looks so cool. Kind of reminds me of a basketball, a blue basketball. I've just got basketball on my brain right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back on and twist it around a different way, and then plop it into another color of dye, and we'll see what happens next. So let's do yellow. Or actually, well, yeah, let me get the egg out of the yellow. That's gonna be really light. That won't be very noticeable at all. So we'll have to do that in a different color as well. Okay, so we'll blot the excess yellow dye off, pull off the rubber bands, and there you can see we have some white stripes on our yellow egg. Ah, I'm getting blue on it. So instead of putting rubber bands on this one, let's just drop this right in another color, and let's do it in green. We'll let those sit for a minute, and then we'll come back and see how they turned out, okay? All right, so I have quite a mess here. This is probably my favorite egg other than the Hello Kitty egg. This is one of the ones that I used the rubber bands on, and first I did the rubber bands around it, and then I did it in blue, and then I did it in yellow. So this one looks really cool. This is probably my second favorite, and this is the one that I did with the Sharpie markers. I think that one looks neat. This is one of the Sharpie marker ones too, and I dropped it into blue dye after. So this is what I would say. I definitely do not love the food dye, or the egg dye, I guess I should say, tablets. And so in my next video, I'm gonna use food coloring, the kind that you would use to decorate icing, and we can do a little comparison and see which one looks better. So if you're interested in that, I'm definitely gonna be recording a video doing more eggs, so you can look for that. And I don't know, I'd love to hear a comment. You guys can let me know what your favorite one was. Number one for me, Hello Kitty, and then the ones that I showed you. So this is Amy Jo from DCTC. Thanks for watching.
Another video, that's the end.
Come back soon or we'll miss you, friend.
DCTC. We do toy reviews. DCTC.
And we play with Play-Doh too.
Skits, pranks, eggs and toys.
We make videos for girls and boys.
That's right.